So hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jim. I'm married to a Filipina. We have 4 kids and we live in Negros Oriental. So today I want to talk about the Filipino relatives are our enemy. And this train ain't going to stop there anymore. I'm getting ready to head over to the Philippines again here pretty soon in May. And, I'm done. I don't know if you guys watched that last video, but Jim is back, I don't know if the Philippines made me kind of soft there for a little bit. It did make me soft, And, you can't save the world, but these relatives, man, are they, they're bad. They're pathetic. And I hate to use that word. Real quick here, a little story. I know a Filipino guy that hires security when he goes to the Philippines. Now, he was born and raised there, but he plans on retiring there, and he's had a home built there. And now he hires security, not because he's worried about so much other Filipinos, but it's from his own relatives. That's how bad it is over there. These people, my wife, basically the land that they're on, my wife grew up there. She was born there. And the other relatives, after the grandparents died because they mismanaged money, majority of them are drunk. They can't save no money, and they come back and try to ask another aunt, oh, give me a little piece of property. Well, the relatives, that injured my son and tried to attack me, this little incident where we got hurt and the guy's still in jail, he's going to stay in jail. They have the nerve to try to act like they're so sorry, and it's not about being sorry. It's like, you hurt a minor, you almost killed him, he might have to have another brain surgery done, and this is how conniving they are. Not one of them came to the hospital to see Paul. Now, Paul's friends did, but not one of them. And they had the nerve to try to sucker Dexel to come over because the other aunt was going to be there at the house to try to get her to drop charges. I mean, are you kidding me? Drop charges. This is how fucking ignorant they are. But like Paul said, I don't know if you guys watched the video, the American and stepson attacked, but this is all relating to the province. I have to go over there here pretty soon because I got a court case to get dismissed, and they have the nerve to say, like, if you release my husband out of jail, we'll pay you. No, you're going to stay in jail. This is what my son said, and I agree. You're going to stay in jail probably the rest of your life, and then we're still going to sue and get the money that we deserve, or you can give up your property and move the hell out of there. Enough's enough. 2024. And this is what my wife, you got to remember, we got the eldest daughter that's in college. She's got 1 more year and she'll graduate. And this is what's coming from them. And I says, you know what? Good. Stand up for yourself. Enough's enough. But these relatives, I know so many people over there, and relatives of relatives will contact you, especially if you're on Messenger or you're on Facebook, and pull this crap. This happened, or this situation happened. I'm the relative of so and so. Can you send me money? It's getting ridiculous over there. But if you put your foot down, see, my mistake was just giving a little bit of rice, during like Christmas time, little small gifts, food. But they just want more and more. More and more. It doesn't stop. So like I said, this train, I have to go over to the province, but when I go there, I have some friends there, but they own businesses, some Filipinos. I could honestly say one good friend, and he knows. I'm sure. I doubt it if he's watching my channel. I don't even think he knows about it. I didn't even tell him. In all the years going over there, I have one true friend that I can honestly say that he's a friend. You know, he helped out Paul when when they were in the hospital, sent money. Nobody asked him to. Just a great guy. But the rest of them, they just see you as like an ATM machine. They're smiling. They're your friend. I mean, I can go on and on. I'm kind of going to make this a shorter video. They're not your friends. It's ridiculous. So like I said, I will do nothing for the relatives ever again. I mean, it's not my responsibility. And my wife and the kids are the same way. You know, they can come over. They can have somebody come over and say, so-and-so's dying. They need this money. It's not my problem. I have 4 step kids to take care of, my wife and myself. You know, not one of them came to the hospital. Not one of them. And this is another thing. Not one of them has ever said thank you. I mean, there's a few. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple relatives around there that are phenomenal. But majority of them, you can't trust them. It's such a different culture over there. And you just got to put your foot down. Me, I kind of had that warm heart, and I still do, but enough's enough. Like I said, once you cross the line, enough's enough. You know, and what it did is they spoil it for the other people, because I actually did like helping out some people. You know, one day maybe you're walking, Dex and I, you know, we're walking, and we come across somebody that you can just tell they need help. You know, sometimes we would go and pick up like 5 kilos of rice and a couple canned goods. It's not much money. You know, $10, I don't know, for $15, and we would surprise them the next day. But now that all this stuff has happened, it's kind of ruined it for everybody. Now, I'm done. It's time to take care of me and my family. You know, we got a lot of, you know, marrying a Filipino, like I said, it's a different culture, and I'm sure my wife, she's going to be the first one watching this video. No offense, Dexel. No offense. But it's two different worlds, you know. And like I said, I'm 12,000 miles away. It's like they have that saving face. It's tough. I remember. It makes sense now. And a lot of the comments I get, and a lot of these subscribers that I talk to, it took a long time just to, like even for my wife to even say sorry. And it was nothing. See, here in America, we can say sorry. Because it's nothing. It just means, oh, I'm sorry. Like I could step on somebody's toe. Hey, I'm sorry. It just comes out natural. Over there, it's a big thing. It's really a big thing, because for them, admitting sorry is like they did something super, super wrong. Here in America, I mean, you could just like, you know, you accidentally swear, or you, you know, I say sorry all the time. I probably say sorry who knows how many times a day. You know, it doesn't mean that it's something bad and drastic. But like I said, over there, the culture, it's very, very different. But with these relatives, I'm done. I'm totally done. I'm done with even looking for land right now for at least a couple years. I just, if the right thing happens. But it seems like if you go looking for something, because now there's a lot of stuff coming out here on YouTube. Some people are starting to be honest, you know. Oh, I bought this piece of property, you know, and, you know, do you really own it? There's so much corruption going over there. It's kind of like over here we have a title company that can handle all that stuff. You got the realtor, you got the title company, two places that can, you know, back you. You know, when you buy that property, you're going to get it. Now, does some corruption happen over here? Yeah, but nothing like over there. Nothing like over there. So, any of you people that are just dating a Filipina, don't make the same mistakes I did. You know, don't go, and it does make sense. You can update the little house they're in, spend very minimum, $1,000, $2,000 if you got the kind of money. Seal off the ceilings. Maybe you put some windows in, so if you're over there, you don't got rats climbing up in and big spiders, snakes. You know, an air con. But move the hell away from those relatives. And like I said, a lot of people told me I broke the rules. Well, I didn't know what the rules were. You know, I didn't watch YouTube, you guys. You know, I didn't watch YouTube. It was already too late. When I started watching YouTube, I never came across nobody talking about that. And when I did, it was maybe Geo in the Philippines and a few others. They weren't talking about the relatives or to move to another island. You know, now I get it. I get it. I get it. And there's thousands and thousands of other people. Thousands. You know, I get hit up in my emails. They're going through the same crap, the relatives. You just got to put your foot down and, you know, say no. You know, don't feel sorry. You know, because a lot of them are that way because, you know, they don't want to. Now, don't get me wrong, it's tough over there, but they don't want to achieve. You know, a lot of these men want to drink. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of hard-working Filipinos, and those are the ones that are successful. But over there, you got a lot of people that just don't want to work. You know, they want to drink, smoke their leek-in. That's that little cigarette in a plum leaf with some tobacco in there. Smoke those leek-ins all day, drink the Red Horse, Tanduay, and they see a foreigner, and it's, you know, money, 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 or you're rich, you're rich. And, you know, sometimes I want to tell them, you know what, maybe I am rich. You know why? Because I worked hard. I freaking worked hard. And I saved, you know. But this train ain't stopping over there anymore. I'm done with the relatives. I don't even want to be around the drama. You know, I love the province, but, you know, too many people know your business down there. Yeah, it's kind of goofy. So from now on, I'm just going to visit the province. Have to live in the city. I do like the city, the nicer gyms, close to a hospital, and I have to worry. You know, this is a big thing here. You guys ever, if you're dating a Filipino, listen, I like fish, but the good fish. We'll get the lapu-lapu, the tuna. It's great, but they'll get these little fish, and they got bones in there. So my wife, you know, I gotta put my little like here, my little reading glasses on, like this, and so I can see the bones. You ever get a bone stuck in your throat where you're choking? So imagine living in the province 2.5 hours away, and you're choking on a bone, and you got to jump on a bus, wait for a bus. It's probably raining to get down to the hospital. And then when you get to the hospital, that's probably not going to be an emergency. You're going to be sitting outside. Because when my son got injured, and you got to remember, he had a massive head injury. He got hit in the head with a Red Horse bottle, and it didn't even break. It crushed his skull. He was sitting outside for like an hour and a half before he got to go in and see the doctor. So, I mean, it's goofy down there. And those relatives are real goofy. But I don't care if I see any of them again, because not one of them, we've handed out so much rice, so many canned goods. The typhoon I rebuilt their houses for them, and they couldn't even come down and see Paul in the hospital. So, you know, if any of you are watching this, because some of them are sneaky, you can kiss my beep. I'm done. You know, they ever need help, they lost all my respect. I will not help out, not one of them. I'll help out somebody that deserves it, that's actually really poor, and they're not expecting nothing. But not one of them came to see him in the hospital. I just found that out. You know, we've had so much stuff going on. My wife was sitting there talking, and she had mentioned that, and I was like, wow, all the stuff we did, not one of them could come down there and see him. So, like I said, they can kiss my beep. So, you know, with that, I'm kind of venting because I'm going to be heading down to the Philippines. I've been training. I think I got about 7 weeks left. I'll get down there. The weight's coming off, getting stronger. I got to get in top shape because if I'm going to do some cool blogging, man, you got to be in shape down there just to deal with all the crap. You know, to get to one island. Transportation down there, they say infrastructure. Philippines has none. Shit, the bus system, all the different islands. It's, you know, come on, 7,000 different islands. I mean, how How can you have a good infrastructure? I mean, their mail's so screwed up. It's I mean, you can't even get mail in the province because half of them are sleeping. You know, you go to the post office because there's got aircon in there. They're in there sleeping. We've caught them in there sleeping. You know, it's so I was thinking, like, if I really actually needed to get something mailed, I'd have to get it mailed to Dumageddon to like the main post office, and I don't know, kind of have to call them and tell them I got some kind of letter coming because I don't trust it getting shipped to my province, you know. Now, especially with everything going on, they see this American name on there. They'd probably open it up to see if there's some money in there or something. You know, I don't know. But, yeah, the relatives are done. I'm sure a lot of you go through it. I got a lot of stories. On relatives. How they pull their crap, come knocking on the door with some kind of bullshit excuse, wanting to get money. And I understand quite a bit of Bisaya. I just don't want to speak it. I'm getting so old, I don't really care to learn it. You know what? You can learn my language. You know, it's kind of like the Spanish here. We got Mexicans now because we can't get any workers, and they're always coming up. I tell them, look, go learn English or don't talk to me. You know, I'm nice as can be, but I don't got time. You know, to learn. This is America. I speak English, you know. And nowadays, you know, the kids, I think it's about 4 hours of school. I mean, they talk, they read. Paul and Nadine can speak English and spell better than me. I mean, can spell way better than me. And they speak it really good. Very good. So does my wife. But the kids actually speak really good. They do a lot of their projects in English. So I'm not going to learn that language. So, you know, I can hear, especially when it's talking about money. You know, they come on the front porch, and it's late at like 8 o'clock at night when we're doing the pig farm all day. We were doing this. We're tired, and you hear this Dixel, and about money. Oh, so and so, and I'll just kind of yell. I'll tell Dexel, go tell him to, you know, tell him to kiss your ass. You know, they want some money. Tell them they can go clean the pig stalls. You know what? Go clean the pig stalls, because I do it. I wouldn't make anybody do anything that I don't do. Go work for it, and then I'll give you some money, you know? Yeah, it's hilarious. You know, down there, if you want to loan anybody money, I just tell them now. I'm never going to run into it. I won't even let it get that far. But if it did, I'll tell them, bring me a generator, bring me a TV, bring me something, and then I'll give you some money. You know, kind of like a pawn shop. That's what you do, is open up a pawn shop in the province. I don't want to deal with the chaos, though. There's just too much drama down there. You know, it's time to live and live well. You know, I still love the Philippines, but like I say, I gotta train, and I kind of got to build up for it. I got long flights to get over there, and I already know when I get there, it's like a turtle pace. Sometimes I say, shit, if this country goes any slower, it's going to be backing up. Well, it is backing up. It's not going forward, you know. But it's a different country. It's not America, you know. It's not even close to America. I mean, not even close. The only thing that's over there is, I mean, things can be cheaper, a lot cheaper. But there's consequences, or I don't want to say consequences, at what cost? I mean, it does take a long time to get from island to island. Some days you can get there, but the majority of the days, you know, everything's a process. So anyways, stay tuned for the next video, and I hope this could help out somebody.